Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday, March the 9th, and this is what we covered for today. So for review, remember yesterday we were talking about the advantages and disadvantages of importing products into our country and then sending products to other countries. So I asked the class this question. When we have access to better quality goods from other countries, this is an example of what? So that would be an advantage of importing. So all those products up there, we have gotten from other countries. So Samsung is from South Korea. Gucci is from Italy. PlayStation, which is Sony, is from Japan. Aldi, which is from Germany. And I love those products. So it is a wonderful thing to be able to have access to other countries' products. So the answer to this question would be, this is an advantage of importing goods. All right, so for our new stuff today. Today we got into how countries actually measure trade. So countries measure trade either with seeing how many imports they have versus exports, or seeing how much money they're making off of exported products versus how much money they're spending on imported products. So that's what we're looking at today. So countries take the amount of products that they export, because that's a positive number, and then they subtract the amount of imports, because that's the amount of money that they're spending. Now, the United States, that number is negative. So it's like if you have a job and you're working and you're making an income, that's like you spending more of your paycheck than you're actually earning. That's not good. So we have a negative balance of trade because we're importing more than we're exporting. We're spending more money on imports than we are making on our exports. That is not good. So every nation is, or should be, concerned over their income, which is the money that they're making, versus their expenditures, which is the money that they're spending. So money coming in versus money going out. So think of your personal income and your bills as a person, and countries are just a bigger picture of that. So foreign debt is any amount of money that we owe to another country. You guys can see based on this pie chart, we owe most of our money to China, of course, and Japan. This green is Switzerland, Luxembourg, Belgium, and then this dark blue is just the rest of the world. So China and Japan actually control most of our debt. We owe more money to those two countries than any other two countries in the world. All right, so with this, I want you to focus on the word favorable. 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 And think about your favorite ice cream. My favorite ice cream is chocolate. I love chocolate. My second is probably butter pecan or butter pecan. So think about your favorite ice cream. If you guys don't like ice cream, I don't know what to tell you because I love ice cream. All right, so you've got that in your mind. So now I want you to think about what will be a country's favorite thing to do. What do we want to do as a country as far as trade? We want to sell our products to other countries. We want to export more than we're importing. But as you guys can see from this bar chart, we are not doing that. The blue is importing. We are importing more than we are exporting. This is not good. And you guys can see other countries like the European Union, China, they're all exporting more. Russia, exporting more. Singapore. So these countries are actually selling more products than they're buying. That's where we want to be. So our favorite thing to do, so favorite or favorable would be exporting more because countries are buying our products. unfavorable or our least favorite ice cream or our least favorite thing to do is import, because we're spending more money. So that's the main difference in your balance of your imports and your exports. So if a country has a favorable balance of trade, they are exporting more. So their favorite thing to do is export because they're making money. A country has an unfavorable balance of trade when they're importing more than they're exporting because they're spending more money. Okay, so favorable balance of trade equals exporting more. Unfavorable balance of trade equals importing more. So let's look at this. We looked at this bar graph yesterday. So let's look at this again. If this is imports and exports for the United States, is this favorable? So the red are imports, the blue or the darker color, the black, that's exporting. The answer to this is no. This is an unfavorable balance of trade because the United States is importing more than we're exporting. So this is just an animation, an example of this, so you guys can see. This is a representation of the balance of trade for the United States. So we're importing fertilizer from Russia, medical equipment from Brazil, electronics from China, diamonds from India. We are exporting Cadillac to France, airplane parts to Japan, oil to Mexico, audio equipment to Argentina. So the United States would have an unfavorable balance of trade because it is importing more than it is exporting. And that's what we cover for today. We'll look at balance of payments tomorrow. Today we worked on our factors that are affecting international trade with your partner if you have one, and then just also be sure to do your exit ticket. I'll see you guys tomorrow.